Hey guys. Alright, so it's been a while since I've seen you guys. I've met most of you at this point and gotten to know most of you, but there's a couple of you that I was gone before you guys got there. I was only at Grind Camp for 2 weeks, okay? And so I'm not going to waste a whole bunch of you guys' time. I'm going to try and talk about stuff here that hopefully will get you guys talking, because I can't see you all, but I imagine that there's some tension, and there was noticeable tension when I was there, and that was 2 weeks ago, you know? So I'm going to talk about that. But first, before I talk about that, I want to tell you guys how... Okay, I'm not going to go into too much detail about how life-changing Grind Camp was. Instead of going into all the detail and all the little ways and all the amazing conversations and all that stuff, I'm going to tell you what I'm doing, right? Okay, I'm as of, like, it's the 29th today. Okay, this place I'm living, I don't live here in 3 more days. I've posted everything worth selling on eBay. I'm trashing almost everything else. And the few things that I'm keeping, I'm giving to my friend. In 3 days, I no longer have a place to reside in the States. And I was just going to sign a new lease, but my experience in Grind Camp, I'm going to Nicaragua. I don't know what's going to happen there, you know? And, like, I have a relationship with Marc, and, like, we've talked about things, but I don't expect anything. All I know is that those 2 weeks changed my life forever. Even if I wasn't coming back, it's like I took a drug that changed the way that I think. And that's something I've experienced in the past, but not since I was like 15 or 16. Since then, I've been a degree of lost. Like, I know what makes me happy, but life is about people. I've lost some of the closest people to me to death, and I almost lost my own life. And trust me, no matter what you fucking do, life is about people. The meaning you find out of life is about the people you meet, the people who influence you. It's all about people. It has to be about others. You can live your life for yourself, and, you know, you'll accomplish things, but you'll run out, and you'll feel empty. If you live for other people, you never run out of people to inspire, ever. Your whole life has meaning. It's guaranteed. But anyway, my point, at its best, Grind Camp was what it needed to be. It was that environment, that like, holy crap, these people are real. There's these talented, amazing people. And for me, I'm younger than all y'all, so, you know, chalk it up to naivety and youth. But every single one of the people at Grind Camp had something interesting to offer. Granted, I didn't like conversations about, like, butt sex and about getting drunk and fucking people's moms. Like, I hear that shit in the states all the time. It doesn't help, you know. I was like, whatever. But my point here is that even when I would judge people, if I spent time with the people I judged, I realized I was like, damn, you know, like, I'm not entirely right in my judgment here. This person is, like, talented. They have things to offer. I just am seeing them in the wrong light, okay? All of the people at Grind Camp that I met are people who are influential and inspire me in some way. Every single one of you. But that's when Grind Camp was at its best. And I want to talk more about when it wasn't at its best, okay? Because there definitely was also this other side of Grind Camp where it felt like a place for people to go and then to get judged and picked, right? And I'm putting that out there. I've talked to a couple of you about this. I don't know if that's how many of you feel, but I'd imagine that the tension's quite palpable, especially with some people staying and most people not being able to stay. And honestly, for me, that was a problem that I could see because it was so easy to fix. Like, you just get people to fucking talk to each other, interact with each other, spend time together doing crap, and you get over all of those fucking judgments in your head. But for some reason, at Grind Camp, there was definitely this, like, hierarchy of the different houses and the partiers versus the productive people. And, like, that doesn't fucking benefit anybody. Like, the most interesting people I've ever met have been the people who I judge. And then I realized that my judgments were wrong. I was wrong to judge them. Those are the people who have changed my life. You have to give people a true chance. And in my head, it's not about putting them at Grind Camp and then judging them to figure out how you can use their abilities. That's what I think is happening in some ways. And maybe that's just me, but, like, if any of you feel that way, please talk to each other about it. I can't talk to you guys about this stuff. I'm not there. You know, this is all that I can do. But it definitely, like, at times, it felt like a place where everyone was almost, like, competing about who could be the most influential, who could work the hardest, who could, you know, impress the right people and then get picked. That is not what will bring Grind Camp success in the future. That mentality just makes it another game show or some series of entertainment. And don't get me wrong, I love drama. I find it really interesting. But the reason that I love drama is because of the resolution. It's because of the part where you get two people who really dislike each other and then you get them to spend time with each other and they like hug and make up. That moment is something I live for. I love seeing that happen because most of the time our judgments are fucking wrong. Like, especially when you're around as many talented people as there are at Grind Camp. Like, you know? But I don't know if I made that point very clear. But I think in the future, at least for anything I'm part of, I'm going to make some serious efforts to make sure that those boundaries aren't created, alright? Because once you're at Grind Camp, you're there. And as far as I'm concerned, as like somebody who has long-term interests in Grind Camp and it doing well and changing people's lives, once you're at Grind Camp, my goal, if I'm there as well, is to make the best out of the people who are there. It's not to figure out who was a mistake and who was a good idea. Because no matter what, that leads down a dark path. You have to get people to work together. Because the reality is, you know, a lot of this, you guys aren't going to get most of the benefit from, like, Grind Camp itself. It's going to be the people you met here. You know, you have contact with these people. These people are going to change your lives. And if you think they've changed your lives in a month, imagine what it's like a year from now. Like, no matter what, whether you're staying or going somewhere else, your life is changed. You know? That's amazing. So don't be sad at all. Like, I was so sad the 2 days, because first off, I was only there for 14 days, and at the time, I didn't know I'd be going back to fucking live in Nicaragua. And the 2 days before I left, oh my God, I was so sad. And I know I'd be feeling that now if I was there with you guys. But, like, now that I've had time away, like, I've done so much work in the past week now that I'm home. It's insane. And I know this would go away, but, like, my life has been changed permanently, even if I wasn't coming back. And as hard as it would be to not come back and not see that again, I now know exactly what kind of environment makes me the best that I can be. I'd never experienced that before. It was all theoretical or drug-induced. To experience that just from people alone? Holy fucking shit. Alright guys, sorry to blabber on. I'll see you guys again at some point. Bye.